In one of my last videos, we talked about how different Gen X workplace culture was compared to today's, and the comments you guys put, were with memories of how we actually used to get everything done. Well, I was in an antique store just the other day, and I saw a manual typewriter sitting on a shelf. I thought, oh great, they're gonna try and get like 20, 25 bucks for it, right? How about $250? What? It was just like the one that I used in like 6th grade typing class, And I was amazed. The digital world has gotten so complex and complicated and automated that analog tools and stuff that we were using are suddenly now worth real money. Who would have known? Today we're going to look at 4 things from our past that people are paying hundreds of dollars for to get them back into use again. So if you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. My name is Christy, and on this channel we talk about everything in life over 50. The good, the bad, and the unexpected. And if that's the kind of talk you like to get involved in, then I suggest you hit the subscribe button down below so we can continue these conversations. So remember like the sheer muscle memory of what you learned in like that typing class, where you hit the double space at the end of the sentence after the period, that you were still doing that when you got your first texting phone? Everybody was laughing at you. That double space. I don't know if you guys remember that. But I mean, nowadays you don't have to worry about certain things like, back then there was no autocorrect, no cloud saving, just that satisfaction of when you got to the end and you could hit the carriage return back, and I still remember that sound as it slides back and then hits the ding. Today I guess the younger generation is starting to buy these things up. I guess they're finding that the comfort in the less distracting way that like a typewriter works, I guess, compared to your keyboard. Your keyboard, you got this glowing screen in your face and all that. Excuse me. And they just want to get back to a basic where there's less distraction. So yeah, those are the days, right? Or remember like when you had to go, you made a mistake, so you had to go searching for a piece of that little correction tape so you could slide it in there and fix your little typo. Unless, of course, you didn't see that, like, you misspelled a word, like, way back over here, and you finished out the whole sentence, and then you reread it. And then you got to go find that liquid stuff and try and get it on there. And you do it really careful so it doesn't make a big old gummed up mess. And then you got to hold your paper or blow on it or something to get it to dry before you can roll it through the roller. Yeah, or just, trying to, get it on there so nice, because it would, bubble up, and what a pain. Or you just end up wiping out half of your sentence anyway and have to start all over and get a new fresh piece of paper. Or remember when everything wasn't connected to the internet? It didn't track your location and require monthly subscriptions. You remember those old clunky cameras that had all the lens attachments, and what were they, SLR or something, like SLR reflex cameras or something like that. I mean, you used them in maybe in high school in photography class. I know my parents had a couple of them that we would always mess around with. They were big and chunky, and they had to have a whole bag to carry them in with all this stuff. Now you just have a phone that you pop out and take pictures with. But yeah, all that stuff is just, everything is so different. Another thing that is profitable is the old Walkmans, the old cassette Walkmans. I don't know if it had to be necessarily just a Walkman, but we all know those were the best ones, right? Especially the little yellow Discman. Remember that one? Oh gosh, this is just making my memories just go, I could just go off on a whole nother tangent. So I guess, one relic at a time, we're going to be seeing these things come back out from vintage stores and thrift stores, all these places where you go to find antiques. Oh, then let's not forget about the tools, like your garage type tools, things like that. Contrast with today's cheap plastic stuff, and everything has to have a plug-in and a battery, and all that. Back then, all we had was real steel and real metal and things like that, and those are worth a lot of money these days too. My grandpa, he was smart. He kept all of his tools, and he always told us, if anything ever happens to me, don't sell my tools. They're gonna be worth a lot of money. And here we are today, and those are definitely worth a lot more than like I said, that cheap crap you're getting at the store these days. So no batteries required, no charging required. So it turns out, I guess, guys, people aren't just buying these items for decorations. So they're buying them for, they missed them, I guess, the eccentric, nostalgic thing. But they're also buying them to use them. Those old things that we just take for granted now. People are now finally started to use them. So don't be tossing out those old typewriters and those old tools laying around, and maybe you got an old Walkman, shoot, maybe even a boombox. I don't know. I haven't seen one out there, but you never know. Those might be worth something too. I would assume they are, especially the ones that are probably the dual cassette. Remember when you could record from one side and record it on a blank tape on the other side? I used to love doing that. Sit and make recorded tapes, like, all night with my friend, come over and spend the night, stay up late and play music and make recorded tapes for people. Gosh, those were so much fun. Kids now have no idea what that is. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to bring all that up to you. It was something that shocked me. Like I said, seeing that typewriter sitting there for $250. I asked the lady, I said, does it work? Oh yeah, it works just fine. I thought, gosh, I wonder how much that was brand new, back in I don't know, I want to say maybe 81, 82. Curious. Because right now it's selling for $250. I guess if my stepdad, oh, by the way, guys, he's doing much better. He got to go home from the hospital, thank God. Last night, Mom said they got a good night's rest. He woke up early this morning, and then a couple hours later went back for a nap. So far, knock on wood, everything is going good. Thank you for all of you who sent prayers. It's much appreciated. And yeah, we're just going to keep a close eye on him and make sure he is staying as hydrated as we can get him. So anyway, yeah, so I just wanted, don't throw those old things away yet, because they're coming back around and they're worth a little bit of cash. So if you want to part with some of your old fun nostalgic things, maybe head on down to your local vintage shops, or I don't know about pawn shops, but maybe the antique stores, and you might, or just put them online, you might get a good price for them. Never know. Anyway, I am having so much fun doing YouTube and getting on here and talking with you all, and just, sharing my stories and everything. And I really had no intention of ever doing YouTube. And when Michelle and Kevin of Common Sense Methods decided to start SKOOL, SKOOL, and do a coaching for YouTube, I figured I have no more excuses to not try it, and might as well get on here. And I'm finding that as I keep going, it's getting a lot easier, a lot more fun and enjoyable. And yeah, it's really, I feel like building my self-confidence in ways that I didn't know I could. And I'm really happy with myself. So anyway, with that being said, if you guys are interested in also getting involved with YouTube and need a place to start, or need a little help figuring out how to get your channel going, I'm going to leave a link in the description box down below, so you too can hook up with Common Sense Methods with Kevin and Michelle under the SKOOL, SKOOL. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for today, and we will be back soon with another new video, so I hope to see you there. Have a great day.